आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for the debate.
On the show tonight at 8 p.m. this evening, when chaos unfolds in the heart of Bengaluru, government puts onus on RCB. At 8:30 p.m. this evening, MNS workers, Gundaism continues on the streets of Mumbai. And at 9 p.m. on the debate, Wall Street journals repeat pilot blame theory without any proof. DGC Air India silent on leaks. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we are putting the facts on record. 11 people are dead, over 50 others are injured. All of this during what was called a victory parade. A celebration that had no official permission, no crowd control plan, no emergency readiness, and yet it was allowed to happen. Allowed in full public view, with full political presence. On June 4th, Royal Challengers Bengaluru held a grand parade right in the heart of Bengaluru. Crowds began gathering outside Chinnaswamy Stadium from 2 p.m. Within the hour, the gates were shut, and shortly after, a stampede broke out. 11 lives were lost. Now, the Karnataka government's own report has confirmed the truth. RCB never applied for permission. They only informed the police just hours before the event. There was no written request, no estimate of how many people were expected, no traffic plan, no medical preparedness. And yet, the state went ahead. Thousands of police personnel were deployed. The Deputy Chief Minister was at the airport welcoming the players. The Chief Minister stood on the stage celebrating with the team. This was not a private event. This was a government-backed show, a politically facilitated disaster. Even worse, when officials said the event was cancelled, RCB kept calling fans to join in. Now, tweets were still going out at 3:14 p.m., minutes before the stampede happened. And through this report, the Karnataka government is now trying to wash its hands of all responsibility, putting all the blame on RCB while ignoring its own role in enabling the chaos. So tonight, we ask, who allowed this? Who looked the other way? And why did no one step in? Because when a state acts like an event manager for a cricket team, accountability dies. And with it, 11 innocent fans. This isn't just mismanagement. This is a failure of governance. And tonight, we're calling it what it is. Let's debate.
18 years of wait. 11 lives lost. Two mega photo ops. Chinnaswamy Stadium. Home to the one trophy and zero accountability. 43 days since the Chinnaswamy Stadium Stampede, the nation still is looking for answers. In the High Court, the Karnataka government submitted a status report, but effectively the entire report was just one word. In the entire report, the Karnataka government explained why it was RCB that did not seek the permission, how RCB was responsible for calling the crowds, how RCB staff was unprepared, how RCB only gave an intimation letter, and various other sentences with RCB in it. Not just that, the Karnataka government also submitted a detailed analysis of RCB's social media feed till the last second. All this effort to build a strong case on why Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar, Home Minister G. Parameshwara and the entire Karnataka government was not responsible. Not one decent defense, however, of how the event of Vidhan Soda with family members of politicians was made possible for the VVIPs. And yet, the stampede outside the stadium was RCB's fault. Even the Congress minister could only say that action will be taken, against whom remains a mystery.
I don't want to jump to conclusions. Once the report is, we see it. See, this is not a blame game here. If there is some lacuna or if there has been some mishandling of the situation, who was responsible, we have to take action. That's why the commission has been appointed, and it essentially created a hue and cry, and the people died, and it was a national news, international news. We have to take action. So let us wait for the report, see what the report says. Based upon that, the cabinet will take a further decision.
See, whenever there is a huge event happening, then it is the responsibility of the department to make appropriate arrangements, and they should be aware of the situation. These are all things that, so definitely there are lapses. Some young lives have been lost. We cannot take it so easily. So this, even at least to prevent this incidents in future, we have to take some action, isn't it?
So far in the case, there have been 3 FIRs, 4 arrests, and even suspension of 5 police officers. And yet, the 300-page report of Karnataka government couldn't muster one sentence on its own accountability. Perhaps that answer too rests with the High Command. The only question remains, why all in for photo ops and all out for accountability?
Joined by National Spokesperson of the BJP, Sanju Verma, on the debate tonight. I am also joined by Syed Asad Abbas, who's a political analyst, also speaks for the Congress party, Advocate Manjunath ND, also a pro-Congress voice. I'm also joined by Commodore G.J. Singh, who's joining us today as a resident of Bengaluru. In fact, he was present there, right there when the stampede took place. Also, Shekhar Vijayan joins us in a similar capacity. Thank you so much to all of you for joining me on the debate. But let me begin with some very, very important questions that are rising, that are coming out of this report that has been submitted. And let me go across to Syed Asad Abbas first. Syed Asad Abbas, had the Karnataka government leased the state police to the RCB to run it the way they wanted, because now they're washing their hands off all responsibility. Nothing is their onus now.
Sucharita ji, I've always believed with great power there's great responsibility and equal accountability. I believe, as a citizen of this beautiful country, as a Kannadiga myself, and a resident of Bengaluru all my life, undoubtedly this was a very unfortunate tragedy that took place. Being an RCB fan myself, over the last 18 years we waited for a trophy, and this happens on the day we bring back the trophy to town. The fact of the matter, now coming to the Karnataka Congress government, I would certainly say that the Karnataka State Police is an extended arm of the Karnataka State Government. Shri Siddaramaiah ji, our Honorable Chief Minister, took action against 5 police officers, 3 of which were IPS officers and 2 of which were state KSPS officers. He also held a commission, which is the Justice Michael
So they
T.
were made
Khanna
scapegoats. Those 5 police officers were made scapegoats. It was their doing. The stampede, 11 people being killed, So many injured. It was the doing of those 5 police officers is what you're telling me, Syed Asad Abbas.
No,
There is
Sucharita.
no onus on the state government that allowed
there
a
is-
mass event like this to happen without police permission being given. And you're telling me
will
that
answer
5 police officers have been held accountable for this?
I will tell you, as per the Justice Michael D. Khanna Judicial Commission, the report is out where the blame is on the Royal Challengers Bangalore team, the management, Karnataka State Cricket Association,
Exactly.
along with that.
Exactly.
The event management
Asad, the
company.
blame. Okay, Sanju, let me just get Sanju into the debate. Sanju, the blame is on those 5 officers who've been held accountable. The blame is on the RCB. The blame is on Virat Kohli. There is no blame on the state government.
You know, Sucharita, let's look at it from a layman's perspective. In a school, you have the principal who takes the final responsibility, whether good, bad, or ugly. In a college, it's the dean. In a media house, it's the editor-in-chief. In a corporate entity, it is the CEO. And in a state, it is the chief minister. Now, Siddaramaiah has to either be thoroughly incompetent or he's lying or both. Hypothetically assuming what Siddaramaiah says is right. He says, I was not aware, RCB did not take permission, and they went ahead and hosted this grand event at Chinnaswamy Stadium. I want to ask Mr. Siddaramaiah, on that very day, you know, you were seen clicking photographs with Virat Kohli along with your grandson. You posted that on social media, and you did so very carelessly, very remorselessly, with no regret, within 72 hours of the horrific tragedy on 4th of June 2025. Today, in hindsight, you're blaming Virat Kohli, you're blaming his promotional video, you're blaming RCB, you blame the police constabulary. Don't forget, Sucharita, he suspended the police commissioner of Bengaluru, the additional commissioner, law and order of Bengaluru. He suspended the deputy commissioner. He also suspended almost every senior policeman at the Kabon Park police station.
Yes.
What did the High Court tell Siddaramaiah? High Court reinstated the police commissioner. High Court reinstated the senior IPS officer Vikash Kumar. And when Siddaramaiah last week wanted to file a closure report, High Court said you cannot blanketly file a closure report suo moto without first putting the contents of the investigation report in the public domain. Now when Siddaramaiah saw कि अब तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता, High Court has given a clean check to the police constabulary. तो अब क्या किया जाए? To borrow your phrase, Sucharita, who should I make a scapegoat? Okay, let's make Virat Kohli, RCB, the scapegoat. My final point is this. My final point is this.
So those 5 police
When
people,
this
5
entire-
police officers are accountable. The RCB is accountable.
I will answer that,
Virat
Sucharita.
Kohli is accountable.
Can
There
I
is
just
no
finish?
onus on the
Sucharita,
government.
my final
They
point.
did not have a role to play in.
I will
They were
answer
just
that.
taking photographs. The deputy chief minister and the chief minister were just taking photographs at the event. They had no role in the entire planning of the event. Now, as a citizen of Bengaluru, Commodore GJ Singh, I want to ask you, are you ready to buy this, that the state government is saying the onus is not on us? We never really gave the permission. The police never gave the permission. It was the RCB that forced us to have this event in Bengaluru.
No, not at all. I would say the whole blame lies on the government because the government was present there. The chief minister who represents the government of Karnataka, deputy chief minister, this whole cabinet, the whole secretariat, everybody was present there, not in front of few people, but lakhs of people. There was not a place to stand in front of the Vidhan Sabha. And then the road leads to the Chinnaswamy Stadium is a very short distance away from there. The whole road was crowded, overcrowded. Police was present there. Now, such a mega event cannot take place without the chief minister himself showing the green flag. Not only that, I would also
sir,
say...
sorry to interject you, but you were present there. So please tell our viewers that. It's very important. You saw it all with your own eyes. Yes.
I was very much present there.
Yes.
Because we have an army club there. I was present there. I went to see as to what all is happening there. And when the stampede took place, The event continued inside. Our Deputy Chief Minister continued to have that, celebrations.
Yes.
Everybody inside continued to have it. People were dying outside. There was a big stampede. There was an utter confusion. And then on top of it, you had a police force which was there, but I think it was not sufficient there to cope up with the situation. And I cannot understand how can the police be there without the permission of the government, of the chief minister, of the home secretary, of the deputy chief minister. When the government, the whole of government is there, most uneducated, illiterate person will understand that this is the doing of the government. Why don't they take the blame on themselves?
Exactly.
Why blame the RCB?
Yes.
Why blame the police? Why blame when the police had also come up and said, look, this event should be postponed for a week. We are not prepared. But yet the government says, no, they are coming. His chief minister was actually wanted to steer away the that time fame, steer away the limelight. He wanted to be in the limelight. He wanted to take probably political mileage of it. That look, I am with the team, I am with India, I am with the people, RCB. But after the event has taken place, they have turned around and they said, no, it is not done by us.
You know what, Commodore? Those initial pictures which came in from Bengaluru showed the Deputy Chief Minister actually in a celebration with the team inside the stadium, and the stampede had started outside and those visuals started coming in from there. So they had no idea what was going on. Now, Advocate Manjunath, is it a weak government in Karnataka? Why don't you accept it? Because if it wasn't weak, it would not bow down to the pressure by the RCB. Now you're making it like the RCB pressurized the government and they had to have the celebration without any arrangement, without police permissions. You were forced into have that entire program.
So whatever the celebration that would be taken place inside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, that was not in the knowledge of the government. The RCB management had written a letter to the concerned police station on before the day only at 6:30 p.m. At that time the concerned police have rejected the claim of the request of the RCB team. And again in the social media channel they have so displayed that so we are going to celebrate the RCB victory in the Chinnaswamy Stadium. That was also not in the knowledge of the government. So after
did the senior police officials not tell the chief minister and the deputy chief minister that the permission was not given?
No.
Is it not the job of the senior police officials to tell the chief minister that you are going to an event that does not have a police permission? There could be casualties. There could be a stampede. Whose role is it?
That's what government has suspended the police officer who are responsible for the management of for the arrangement of these victories and all, because that the suspension or order was upheld by the Karnataka Administrative Tribunal. That was a quasi-judicial tribunal. So the quasi-judicial proceedings were taken place, and the KAT has categorically expressed that it is the mistake of the RCB. It is not the mistake of the state government. And whatever the celebration that was taken place,
I would have bought this, and maybe even Commodore G.J. Singh would have bought this. Had the chief minister and the deputy chief ministers not been celebrating inside the stadium, had they not been there, I think the residents of Bengaluru would have bought this.
I would just
Commodore wants to
the
say.
feelings of the Kannadigas.
Commodore, I'm just putting this as a question. Maybe you would have bought this logic if the chief minister was not there celebrating.
Victory inside the Vidhana Saudha premises.
Manjunath.
No, what I am saying, in order to give
you see the light. You see the good.
Whatever the celebration, government government what celebrated inside the premises of the Vidhana Saudha. No untoward incident has taken place. Untoward death were taken place inside the
Sucharita, can you please moderate
the premises of the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Whatever the celebration, we, our Home Minister, our Chief Minister, yes, definitely they have denied the permission.
Advocate
In the press
Manjunath.
media one.
So it is very clear from your point. Your viewpoint says that because the stampede did not happen inside the Vidhan Saudha, the responsibility does not lie with the government.
Exactly.
The responsibility, exactly. You're agreeing to that. Sanju, he's saying it did not happen inside the Vidhan Sabha, so it is not the responsibility of the others.
One minute.
The entire state belongs to whom? Who's governing the state of Karnataka? Are you just governing the Vidhan Sabha? Sanju,
please allow me to complete my points.
Thank you. No, please, let me finish, then you can speak. Sucharita, very quickly, and
the
this
governor
is
is
the
the head
domain.
of the state.
Please.
They were also present.
Manjunath, let us speak. Advocate Manjunath,
Can you shut up?
let her make her point.
Advocate
I come
Manjunath,
back
can
to
you
you.
shut up for
I
a
know
bit?
you want to stand in defense
you
of the
shut up for a
government,
bit?
even though
Thank
there
you.
is no defense that can be put in
You
here.
should have to be
You're
shut
still
up.
fighting. It's okay.
You, Sanju Verma, you should have to be
Can you shut up?
Because while you
You're
are
shamelessly
speaking,
defending the Congress government. Can you shut up for a bit? I'm not here to listen to your rubbish.
Because
I'm not here to listen to your rubbish. You should be ashamed of calling yourself a lawyer. Please shut up. Now let me give you the timeline, Sucharita.
Yes.
Sucharita,
Go
can
ahead.
I please? I did not hear
you
it.
should have to be shut up.
I'm giving you the timeline of the event. Sucharita, I refuse to speak. Because this man,
While you are speaking,
I did not heckle him
I
even
am
once when he was
actually
speaking.
appalled. I am actually appalled. Advocate Manjunath, I think even the Congress people would not be able to defend the government the way you're defending them.
Can I please come in?
Please let
Thank
Sanju
you.
make a point.
Sucharita, can I?
And let me have
Thank
Shekhar
you.
Vijayan. Yes.
Our
Go ahead, Sanju.
government,
Yes.
our Congress people.
No, you keep getting him on air along with me, Sanju versus this. Obviously, he's making his nonsensical points. I did not interject. I need my time. Thank you. First and foremost, I refuse to speak, Sucharita, because you are getting him on air deliberately along with me to make sure that he heckles me. I will not take part in this
Please,
debate.
let Sanju make a
I
point.
will
Let's
not
have
speak like this.
Sanju and Shekhar Vijayan on screen. Let Sanju make a point.
Thank you.
What you are
I don't want this shameless liar to be there on air along with me. Thank you. Let me give you the timeline of the event, Sucharita, very quickly in 30 seconds. The timeline establishes the culpability of Siddaramaiah, of DK Shiv Kumar and the Congress government in Karnataka. I have the timeline which is there in the public domain, and this is also in the affidavit that was filed in the Karnataka High Court. 7:01 a.m. The RCB talks about a celebratory parade asking the people of Karnataka to come to Chinnaswamy Stadium.
Yes.
11 a.m. a promotional video is issued featuring Virat Kohli and is liked by Siddaramaiah and DK Shiv Kumar. At 2:10 p.m. in the afternoon, DK Shiv Kumar goes and receives Virat Kohli and the entire RCB team at the Bengaluru International Airport. And 1 minute, my final point. Do you know something? The first death of 13-year-old Devanshi was announced at 3:45 p.m. and the event got over only at 6 p.m.
Yes.
and the remaining 10 deaths were announced between 4:15 p.m. and 5:15 p.m., which means that by 5:15 p.m. Siddaramaiah was aware 11 people had died in the stampede, but celebrations continued till 6 p.m. DK Shiv Kumar was aware by 5:15 p.m. 11 people had been crushed to death in a tragic stampede, but celebrations did not stop. Selfies were being taken by Siddaramaiah and his grandson with Virat Kohli. Selfies were being taken by DK Shiv Kumar. And my final point, do you remember? On the day this event happened, Sucharita,
Yes.
they said 6,000 policemen were present there. Within 48 hours, they said, Siddaramaiah said, not 6,000, only 1,500 policemen were present. And Priyanka Khadge is on record saying, oh, Chinnaswamy Stadium has a capacity of 30,000, but 3 lakh people gathered. If 3 lakh people gathered outside the Chinnaswamy Stadium, were you caught snoozing at the wheel? What were you doing? Chinnaswamy
Five police
Stadium
officers.
and the distance between Vidhana Saudha is barely 15 minutes.
I don't understand.
even
5 police
in
officers have been held accountable
Can I
for
answer
this.
that, please?
And the responsibility
And there are
ends there.
21
And the
gates
responsibility ends there.
in
I have to go to
Chinnaswamy
Shekhar Vijayan now.
Stadium.
Shekhar Vijayan has been waiting for
Gates were
long. Shekhar Vijayan.
opportunity to
Now,
give respect
I'm
to
sure
Verma.
everyone there in Bangalore was waiting for this event. Now, there was also this whole news that there's going to be a parade in an open bus. That was cancelled because of security reasons. Still, people kept waiting. And now, as Sanju was saying, there were posts being sent out on social media as late as 3:15 p.m. Now, people obviously gathered seeing those posts. There was no end to those posts. So the RCB has to take responsibility. What were they doing?
So, Sucharita, thank you for having me over. I think first thing is we're talking about 11 deaths here. 11 deaths, 43 days, and there's been no respite, no response, right? Nobody's taking the accountability for this. Nobody's taking the responsibility for this.
True.
This is not the first time it's happening in India, right? We have had this in the past, and this was not planned well. We're talking about a team which is winning a trophy after 18 odd years, which is great. But the point is, the government was trying to take credit for this. There was obviously political tamasha here. It is so ironic, Sucharita. You know, at one point you see a photograph of, especially here as we talk, of Virat Kohli getting that Mysore peta, which the chief minister is giving him, and then you're blaming him. And then, you know, this report says that he's responsible for this. It purely shows they want to throw somebody under the bus except themselves. So, you know, like my good friend Abbas was telling, with great power comes great responsibility. Like Spider-Man said, I think it's also imperative for the government to start taking responsibility. And also, we also have to look within as to why did this really happen. We have a stadium. I'm a resident of Bangalore. I've been to Chinnaswamy Stadium umpteen times. It's a very, very small stadium to accommodate so many people. The second thing is it is not ergonomically designed to handle so many people. The third thing is the police was understaffed there because of the celebration which happened the previous night. The fourth thing was we had a celebration which was happening at Raj Bhavan. So obviously political tamasha was happening. They wanted to take credit for this. There were selfies taken. Everything was taken. And are we telling in the day of social media, nobody knew that the deaths were happening, which is impossible. Deaths are happening inside. Stampede is happening inside.
Exactly.
So it makes absolutely no sense.
Exactly. Shekhar,
there is
that's
no
the
empathy.
point.
There is no empathy from the
When
government.
the visuals started trickling in,
there is no accountability.
the most startling thing was this, that there were celebrations taking place inside and there was a stampede happening outside. So there was no alarm. There was no sense of urgency. The celebrations went on. So the responsibility needs to be taken. You cannot really shrug it away. Now, Syed Asad Abbas, Commodore GJ Singh wants to come in. Commodore, I just want to ask you, before I go to you, Syed, I'm coming to you. Commodore, it's something I really want to ask. The Bengaluru had been waiting for this trophy.
Can I answer
Waited for 18 years. And I know the kind of excitement that people there in Bangalore had. Now, they will never be able to forget that day now.
Yes, true. You see, Skriti, I would like to bring altogether a different angle. To have such a big crowd, there was an advisory issued by the government that the people should use the metro because there's no parking place. They should come the buses. If they want to control it, why couldn't they stop the services of the metro train or the buses? Buses continue to come in. Metro people continue to come till the last moment. And now the same government who allowed all this is denying, like when you see the daylight, you see the sun, you say, no, it is darkness, it is moon, it is not daylight. So they are seeing the truth. They know in their heart that they are at fault, but they are not ready to admit it. This is as simple as it can be. Manjunath is bringing in law. Law doesn't stand out here. It doesn't hold any water.
Can I answer this, Sucharita ji?
Yes, coming to you, sir.
The deputy chief minister, who are the captain of the ship. They are the captain of the whole state.
Asad, you're a Bangalorean. Why don't I see that kind of anger in you the way I see it in Commodore GJ Singh or Shekhar Vijayan? You're a Bangalorean yourself. You should be holding the same anger.
That's what you are taken now.
Sucharita ji, you are absolutely right on the front. As a matter of fact, 43 days back when this happened, I was truly disheartened And I was disappointed and truly heartbroken being an RCB fan myself. In fact, I've met Commodore GJ Singh Saab a couple of times during debates and events here in Bengaluru, and I know he resides in the vicinity. But let us put the facts and figures and statistics on the table here. Normally, when it is the metro here in Bengaluru, MG Road station close to Kamanpa, or the Chinnaswamy Stadium is taken, 6 lakh is the average footfall account which is taken. On the day of this incident, it was 9.36 lakh. Based on that, the report was made that there were more than 3 lakh people present there. This is absolutely unprecedented. The fact is, I agree with my dear fellow Bangalorean, Shekhar
What did you
Vijayan, who said,
expect?
yes, there is just
Syed
one
Asad
minute.
Abbas, what did you
Just 1
expect?
minute,
Bangalore
Sushil.
winning the trophy after 18 years. Virat Kohli
just
being
one
part of that entourage that is going to be there. What did you think? That people are not going to land up there? There will not be a crowd there? There had to be a arrangement in place. It wasn't there.
Yes.
Now the police
Allow me
saying
just
we had
1
not given
minute,
permission.
Sushil. I will
How
answer
did
that.
you even decide to manage an event without police permission being there and thinking that everything is going to be perfect?
I will answer that as per Justice Michael D. Khanna's report. The Judicial Commission, which was said by our Honorable Chief Minister Siddaramaiah ji. What does the report say? It gives us some damning revelation. It attributes the stampede to gross negligence, unprofessional planning, and a complete disregard for public safety by the Royal Challengers Bengaluru,
stupid arguments supporting Siddaramaiah.
the event organizers, and the Karnataka
as a Bangalorean. Instead of
Sanju
calling
Verma
out the
ji, please keep
incompetence
quiet.
of Siddaramaiah
Sanju
as a
Verma, I did not
Bangalorean,
speak when
you're
you
sitting
spoke.
here and
Sanju
trying to
Verma,
mollycoddle
do not
the
speak when
Congress
I am
government
speaking
for
now.
reasons best
Have
known
some
to
courtesy,
you.
ma'am.
I will not allow you
Have
to
some
get away with
courtesy.
your damn
Have
lies.
some courtesy,
The fact
ma'am.
of the matter is,
Ma'am, this is
Siddaramaiah
absolutely
is the
wrong.
Chief Minister of the
You
state.
are just trying to politicize this.
That is alien to him.
With the deaths of the 11 people who have died. Sanju Verma ji,
He
have
makes Virat
some
Kohli a
courtesy to the people who have
scapegoat. He
lost
makes
their lives.
RCB a scapegoat.
If you want to
But he said,
politicize this,
"Hua
it's
to hua,
absolutely
You know what?
zimmedari
I just want to say that Bangaloreans wanted to remember this day. They wanted to keep this in their memory. And they will truly never be able to forget what happened. So don't stop calling this a mismanagement. This really was a failure of governance, and there's nothing. There's no getting away from it. There's no getting away from it. Thank you so much to all of you for joining me on this debate.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जलजीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जलजीरा जीरा सिप MDH का जलजीरा जीरा सिप।